Hello, welcome to the Lone Show. I'm your host, John Lone. In this episode, no regulars, cause reasons, I guess. As for our guest, she is from Texas, and she is an author. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Holly Hester.
Hello, how are you?
Great. So, how's life?
Life is good. I can't complain. 2024 is going to be it. So, thank you so much, Peter.
You're welcome. And have you been up to much recently?
Have I been up too much recently? Honestly, yes. Yes. So, it depends on what the definition of up is, correct?
Yeah. So, what inspired you to become an author?
What inspired me to become an author? People and, their souls and what our souls are saying and just the love for people and to know that there's always a need to find hope, to find something to hold on to. So, hopefully my journey can help them see that.
Great. And was this something you've wanted to do for a long time, or were you into something else before that?
Oh, actually, I was speaking before I was hosting. Before actually, yeah, hosting too. I was speaking before I was before I was writing. Actually, writing. I was writing. Writing. I was writing, speaking, and then writing, journaling. Because there's a difference in writing and journaling, and there's a difference in journaling and actually taking it seriously of what the algorithm of where you feel like things are headed. And yeah, so everything's a journey. So journaling the journey and journaling your mission are two separate things, I always think and say. So
Okay, very cool. Is there anything else that you do besides being an author?
oh, absolutely. um Aside from authoring, I'm a host on a fashion network, and life coach. I'm a painter, impressionist painter, and a portrait painter. A lot of my clients, actually, right now, I actually get to paint pregnant women. I get to capture women as before they become mothers and things. So my job is very unique, and I appreciate that aspect of it. Other than that, just speaking and actress. I've been acting for over 10 years now, and before that, it was just writing scripts and producing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. A lot of like servicing. Just like being a servant. Just paying attention to people and just figuring out where you're going because life will leave clues. And God will leave the clues. So.
Yes, indeed. And out of all the jobs and opportunities you have done throughout the years, which one did you enjoy doing the most?
Which one did I enjoy doing the most? Out of all the jobs, probably the most interesting and intriguing is life coaching because you get to hear people, and you get to hear people actually see that light bulb go on, and that's pretty cool. But as far as interesting, probably painting and acting. Because I mean, I love people, I love writing is therapeutic, but painting is another level. You get access to a different area of life in that way that you would get to it's the creativity access of life that you get to by painting and acting. So it's a really good question.
Fabulous. Is there another job or opportunity that you haven't done yet, but you really want to do it?
Oh, um yes, probably. Another job would be absolutely probably defending people. I don't quite know if there's a job for that, but we're getting so this world is getting to be such a different place. Like I look at generations back, and everyone is saying it, and you hear it in various places. You hear how this world is a different place, and that people could leave their doors open, and you could hear this world was just such a safer place where you didn't have to worry about anything before. And we've come to such an interesting world that I really do think that I would love to defend people a lot more, because though my titles are good, but they're just titles. They're just stuff that pays the bills, and if you love it enough, you don't have to have a paycheck. You'd still do it beyond the paycheck. And so that's great, but there are a lot of people who go undefended out there in any sort of way, whatever career that could be, because a lot of people are voiceless, and that breaks my heart. And it's one of those things that shouldn't just break mine and compel me and move me to change. It should move other people to change. So I would probably have to see a career in that, which I wouldn't even feel like I got paid to do that. I would just be doing my duty.
Okay, very good. Throughout your whole life, what have been the highs and the lows?
Highs and the lows. The highest point of my life was figuring out my purpose. Well, actually, because I'm a Christian. Of course that was the greatest day of becoming that. But aside from that, just purpose, and the greatest day of my life would probably have been the high of that, discovering my purpose and discovering what could happen in my purpose. The lowest is, I'm gonna do a cliche. The lowest day of my life could ever possibly be when I felt the most victimized. I was insulted, or I felt abused, or that kind of thing. You feel like you're up against a wall, and you feel like you're backed against the wall. So we've all grown up in that. I mean, I grew up in that. I grew up with religion in that. I grew up with abandonment in that. And not everyone's going to have a peachy story. Not everyone's going to have two parents that are perfect. I mean, I only had one parent that was practically perfect. So it was one of those things, that the lows in life are definitely when you feel like a victim of some sort to something. And 9 times out of 10, anything and everything has happened to the average 10, 7 out of every 8 out of every 9 out of every 10 women. And that has something has happened to them. And 9 out of every 10 person has something happened to them, gone missing, or this or that, or so that kind of thing, where there have been lows in my life where I felt like a victim, absolutely, and victimization has truly happened to me. So
Yeah, I can certainly see that.
hmm
What shows and or movies have you been watching lately?
okay, so the shows and the movies, Queen Elizabeth, that's one of the shows that I like to watch. I'm not, I could say, I'm probably gonna hair lip some religious people when I say this, but I don't care. Sex in the City, I'll always enjoy. Some really good shows, though. I enjoy a good comedic show, like late night comedy shows with that host. He's actually so politically incorrect, but he's good because I'm getting into comedy a little bit more this year. In acting, you have to wear that hat, sort of, So it kind of goes with it. So a lot of late night comedy shows. I get really into that. I get really into just serious shows, like I want to, type of kind of like the Law and Order types. What I'd like to see what happens next. I'm not really so much a TV watcher. I'm more of like a book reader or a listener, a podcast listener. I like a lot of good energy. On occasion, I'll probably watch murder mystery with my family. It's one of those things, what happened next, and who did it, sort of thing. So that's cool. It's like it's like a 48 hours type of thing or whatever. What happened to the victim? It's really bad. So I try to keep it positive here. So yeah.
Yep, absolutely. What incredibly common thing have you never done?
What incredibly uncommon thing have I never done? Oh, um, there's a lot of people on Instagram who post stories a challenge that they've done, and these are some radical challenges. Um, these are uncommon, but they're common on social media, but they're uncommon in reality, because in reality, I don't think anyone does this. Um, they post like for 30 days to see if they can stay positive, and their results progress. They're supposed to. And so I've never done that, because I'm too private of a person, and I don't have the time for that. So I don't have the time to just like to post every single day, to set a goal, like to be more positive or some radical type of goal, and then to post it on Instagram like every single day, day one, day two, and so on to 30 days. I just have never done that. But if we're talking on like a radical scale versus a minute scale, that's the minute scale of something uncommon but social media driven that I've never done, as far as that goes. But something that I've never done and that's really uncommon is paint a piece of art that no one has ever heard of, that has never been done in history, and that is mad skill, that just goes beyond Leonardo da Vinci and all these other greats, so far. And yeah, I hope to do that. It's what I've done has never been done before, so hopefully it gets done by me. So that's kind of like a tricky question. I like it. Kind of keeps you going.
Yes, absolutely. Where is the best place to explore?
Ooh, where's the best place to explore? Probably the island, somewhere tropical, because you will always get a good story. You'll always get a good social media story, but you'll always like you have that chance of like running into like the biggest anaconda or the biggest crocodile wildlife. You kind of go all into like the Steve Irwin vibe going on. So, or you get to climb a jungle. I'm a 90s baby. So that was when George of the Jungle, sorry for the movie reference, hey, was out, and it was the biggest movie like ever for the young generation. And you got to like swing on vines and just the coolest stuff, right? You get to do stunt, like it's as if you were a stunt double. I think the tropics, the islands somewhere, that would be a really, really cool place to get some really good footage and to have some really dangerous moments with things. Because snow is snow, but you can deal with more things being in sun than you can snow. I don't think people survive a lot of things in snow. So
Yeah, indeed. If you could get an exotic pet, what kind of companion would you like to have?
if I could get a pet, um, I'm not really into. I love dogs. I used to have a dog. I had to give her away because I was traveling so much. So this is a really, really, really sensitive subject. Um, yeah, she was a Bichon. So I love like small fluffy dogs. And so, but they're having an animal. You have to treat that animal right. And so I never could because I was traveling so much. So I'm a dog person, but I can't. I like monkeys though. I've always been fascinated with the idea of having a capuchin, and I've heard that they love blondes, that they love blonde hair. So in a way, it's kind of funny. I kind of want a capuchin so that it can just kind of pull on my hair, and I can just kind of have fun with it and wrestle with it. It'd be like having a kid, but I would hate the responsibility. But yeah, I've been considering having a monkey. I don't know if I'll actually do it, but I love it. But I'm a dog person for sure. I like cats, but up to a point. I've grown up as a dog person. So
Nice, nice.
hmm
What kind of music do you often listen to?
what kind of music? I listen to all sorts. I listen to all sorts of music. Um, Basically, classic, you know, um, eclectic, heavy metal. I listen to a lot of motivation, feel good music, jazz. Renee Olsted's really good. Nora Jones is really good. Classical music. Andrea Bocelli, that's really good. That kind of stuff. Feel good. Classics. I know a lot of stuff. I know who's out right now is Dua Lipa. I'm obsessed with a certain song of hers that um she has a lot of mixtures of song, but one song in particular is I forget the title of it, but it's da 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 da. It's like a really fast one. It's like fast and it goes slow, and she's got the greatest combinations of everything. She really has an ear for things. So I like to listen to her. That she would be what I would consider an easy listening.
Yeah, I say the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or have an agility of a cat?
Oh. Agility of a cat. I will say I don't really want to breathe underwater because so far it's promised that the earth would not be flooded again. So there's not a chance that I'm gonna have to work on my heavy breathing. Because I really don't plan on going on an arc anymore. So I really don't see the need to hold my breath at all for anything. Unless I do a movie with water, scuba diving or something like that. So probably the agility of a cat because they are able to be so fast. And honestly, Catwoman, the movie Batman and Catwoman, or yeah, the Catwoman movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. I look up to her so much, but I look up to her for acting. That was a breakout role, and it revolutionized how women are seen. And there were so many skills. I mean, we had no idea about cats up until that point. I mean, not really. So the ability of a cat, and they're fast. There's a lot of good there. There's a lot of skillness. There's a lot of good. Yeah, very, like very, very. That's it's dope. It's very dope. I mean, cats are just, they're spoken for after that movie. It revolutionized how we could be as people, and how we could be as women.
Yes, indeed. What place or activity do you find relaxing?
Activity. Oh man. Um, Massaging, massages, that kind of thing, spas, absolutely are encouraged. But hiking and the beach for me, art, painting something that you just feel to paint and just expressing that's so therapeutic. Writing anything because I'm a life coach, so I already know the go-tos for therapy because I have to be right for my clients. So if I'm not first right, I can't tell them what's right. I can't steer them in that direction. And so I keep myself right by just what I listen to. I'm very careful with what I listen to. So probably just a constant good in the ear, constant dopamine release in the ear, and writing things down, painting, and the natural ways of exercising. They really do. They keep our dopamine. They watch our dopamine low. They let our dopamine level go from low to high. So I'm really into
Fabulous. What always makes you laugh?
that. A good joke. Dad jokes I used to hate. Now I'm warming up to them. I've warmed up to them because I have nieces and now, and when I get to be around them, I always like a good dad joke. Laughter, a spontaneous comedy routine. Oh my gosh, there's so many comedics out there that I look up to. What so the number one thing that really makes me laugh is a spontaneous joke, something that you don't see coming. I love that. When a good something that just kind of it's in the moment funny, like a good laugh till you cry. But I don't like to just laugh. I like to laugh till I cry, and like roll on the ground type of thing. So that's really enjoyable to me. Like, don't just laugh with me. I want really a gut laugh. So yeah.
Yes, indeed. What is your favorite video game console and game or series on that console?
It used to be Sims. Um, I can tell you now, I'm really not so much, I'm not a video gamer. But if I were to, I used to like Wii tennis a lot because when I wasn't playing actual tennis, I could just do it on the Wii, especially when you're a traveler. You can just work that into it and it burns just as many calories. And you can still kind of keep your focus. Um, but as far as video gaming, I'm not really a gamer. I'm more of like a, I don't want the virtual version of it. I want the in-person version of it. So yeah, I don't game so much. But when I do, Wii's where it's at.
Fabulous. Those were the days.
Right? I'm now
Yeah.
showing my age, unfortunately. So yeah.
Yeah. What do you disagree with most frequently?
I disagree with politics that rise up in conversations and I disagree with that so much because I take the bait sometimes and I go into it and then I don't like what I say afterward because it changes so many atmospheres in conversations and I don't like that at all. So I disagree a lot with what people are saying in politics. It's what do you have to stand for something and then they're mad if you stand for nothing, people, and it's just this very touchy sticky area, and it's like you oftentimes, there's that ideal that you just bite back. Your curiosity is what kills you, and you just take the bait and you just talk, and then you find that things are changed, and then you regret it, and it's regretted, and then it loses friendships, it comes in, it divides, and most of the time it does conquer, and that's the ugly part of society. So I definitely disagree with the wrong side of society, and when politics are brought up, everyone stands for something, they just don't want that known, because you don't want an ugly society at that point, you don't want to pay the price.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Mhm.
What natural landmark would you like to see someday?
I have filmed episodes with my Higher Living TV show, because that's one of the producing. When I said I was a producer, that's what I produced with my family. I was in production a lot behind the scenes of many different LLCs. Um, One of them, I filmed. I filmed a landmark, Sam Houston landmark, Los Angeles Hollywood sign. So many different landmarks is what I got. The landmark that I still have not seen, and this is so crazy. I did not know that this was even a realism. Um, I have not seen. People have told me about the landmark of the bull that's in New York. I think it's in Upper Manhattan, but there's like a bull, and it's right in the city. That's cool. I'd like to see that. But what I'd really like to see is there is now a Shakira landmark of Shakira's figure, and it's like the hips don't lie thing. And they've got a national landmark in her, like Barranquilla is where she's from. They've got a landmark of Shakira, and she's got it in her honor over in her hometown. I, I, I'm just gonna be real. I dork up completely when it comes to that, because I'm a fan of hers, and I'd be curious to see how they actually did that and how they actually got that done. But there are so many landmarks that I have not seen, and it's just the beauty of it. Beauty and curiosity are what draws you to them. But it's cool what they've done. So if they could pull it off, go for it. I mean, some of these landmarks. I'm more of a historical landmark fan, though. It would be very cool to see more history oriented. So.
Fabulous. What is the most ridiculous fact that you know?
What's the most ridiculous fact that I know? Um, the most ridiculous fact is probably right now that that shopping is the biggest dopamine release um, that goes beyond any others. Said that shopping has increased with America and has considered itself our largest source of debt. It's 75%. It's gone up from 50 to 75. I believe that statistic is what I read. It's gone up over everything else. Overeating, that's ridiculous, because eating has people have actually overeating and the habit of down. And so, yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing, because you think that with going into debt in society, that people would lock that down and have that under, I've got it, it's in the can, I've got it under control. They do not have shopping under control, yet they have eating and other things, and dating and romance and this and that. They've over all the other stuff, they have not gotten shopping, and mastered it. It's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
Have you heard of a drink called banana friche?
No, I have not.
That's alright, I get that a lot. No one has.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
did
I'd
you
like to
spend?
try it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How did you spend your last birthday?
How did I spend my last birthday? Probably eating and surrounded by family, which is not underrated. Um, and I did spend it around other people. I did not spend it in my house. I spent it around people. Yeah, not
That's
underrated.
nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, fabulous. Would you rather be really hot or really cold?
Oh, I would rather be, ooh, probably be really hot, because when you're really cold, yeah, no, it's not good to be really cold. I would rather be really hot, but it all just depends on what's around you. So, but plain and simple, I'd rather be hot than cold. Cold is such a frigid feeling.
Oh, yes, absolutely. What was the funniest picture you've taken?
Um, the funniest picture I've ever taken, probably when I am caught off guard, which is absolutely happens a lot. I've been caught off guard a lot. Um, that, or when yeah, caught off guard. Yeah, I'm gonna say caught off guard so far. I'd love to say it's with my like tongue out or something stupid, but even that's caught off guard. But I recently was at a red carpet event, and because of my career, I have to, I'm in that. And I was caught off guard by the cameraman, and I thought that was so interesting, and so I just kind of went with it and laughed myself, like, oh, I laughed so hard. So,
Sweet. What current trend do you hope will go on for a long time?
oh, I hope the trend of the truth is, there was an owl's ice bucket contest that was a few years ago, and it came out,
Yeah,
and I really enjoyed that. I wish I could sit here and tell you that there was an Instagram trend that started or something like that, of people who just did something really cool. An act of kindness trend that came out, that went on social media, and it just made its way throughout. That was cool. That was a do something nice, completely nice for a stranger trend, and people were buying toilet paper for people and stuff like that when the pandemic hit, and when things like that were happening. And so, a natural disaster, people showed that. A lot of good trends have come out, especially Al's Ice Bucket, but just show community like that. But yeah, I love the acts of kindness, for people, because they really blessed a lot of single moms, a lot of widows, a lot of people that were less fortunate. So I think that was really cool.
yeah, I'd say the same. What's the best way to start the morning?
The best way is buy a cup of coffee, no doubt. Buy a cup of coffee. Yeah, buy a cup of coffee. A good listening, a good positive listening, something. Maybe start your day off with a good scripture, whatever. Yeah, a good song, a good, really easy listening to song, and by definitely exercising and just reading your goals as you exercise, and just kind of getting in that path. Yeah, it'd be a good day.
Great. And that is all we have for this episode. It's great having you on, Holly, talking about your works as an author, and you also works as an actor and a producer, and everything else has been amazing.
Yes, thank you so much. I agree. It's been amazing. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And until next time, stay tuned for more.